George and Charlotte Shultz were American royalty. They put the Bay Area on the international map. George Shultz was Secretary of State under President Reagan, and Charlotte Shultz served 10 San Francisco mayors and as State of California Chief of Protocol. She married George in 1997, and they had a true love story. George Shultz showered Charlotte in jewelry. He loved it just as much as she did.
George didn't just buy jewelry for her birthday or for an event. He bought it on a Tuesday. This is what jewelry is meant to be. It's super sentimental.
In San Francisco, they were known as royalty, advisors to presidents, governors, and generations of San Francisco mayors. But beyond their love of public service, George and Charlotte Shultz had something else in common. They loved jewelry, and now that jewelry is up for auction.
People like to say that nobody threw a party like Charlotte Shultz. However, she was one of the hardest working civil servants that the Bay Area had. There was no event that happened without Charlotte's fingerprint on it for decades. This is a really great example of a more sentimental piece. There's a picture of Charlotte looking at George and George looking at Charlotte adoringly in the inside.
They look like they really love each other.
They really loved each other.
But there was a lot of glamour in this love story, it looks like.
There was. So Charlotte served on the board of the San Francisco Symphony for many years. And for these kinds of events, she would wear beautiful evening jewelry. So this is a wonderful example by Tiffany & Company. It's a yellow diamond surrounded by white diamonds set in platinum. You can see her here in this photograph with Michael Tilson Thomas wearing this incredible ring.
Yellow is a significant color for her.
Yellow is a significant color. The yellow rose of Texas, it's a nod to her Texan roots.
And what's this necklace we have next to it?
This was one of her favorite ruby necklaces. You'll see that there's a number of pieces of jewelry that are made in patriotic colors, white diamonds, red rubies, blue sapphires, colors of the American flag. She and George were both great patriots, and you can see pictures of her here on the steps of City Hall wearing this ruby necklace at another black tie gala. And just in the past few weeks, Mayor London Breed announced that the main staircase in San Francisco City Hall, right under the rotunda, is being named after her. So it's the Charlotte Shultz staircase.
And here she is standing on her staircase.
Yes.
Wearing that necklace.
The caption of this photograph is Queen of San Francisco, and she really was. These beautiful Cartier earrings here set with diamonds. We have a wonderful photograph of Charlotte giving Governor Schwarzenegger a kiss on the cheek, wearing these beautiful earrings.
Hanging with the governor and wearing these earrings would both be on a lot of women's bucket lists.
Exactly. Charlotte and George Shultz went to the White House. They were invited by Laura and George Bush to go to a white tie ball and have dinner with Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. And she's wearing these beautiful diamond and pearl earrings. This piece actually we think George had custom made for Charlotte because he really wanted something with the red, white, and blue.
That's like the 4th of July in a ring.
Exactly. They had a portrait painted of Charlotte, and she chose to wear this ring in the portrait. These are George's Secretary of State cufflinks. This is the official seal of the Secretary of State.
Wow.
This is something that you couldn't obtain until they go up for public auction.
So any American history buff would be interested in bidding on these.
Exactly. We're always hopeful that institutions such as the Smithsonian or other museums might like to buy these and put them on exhibit. George Shultz was a true patriot, and they could have chosen to collect something like a Cartier or a French brand, but they chose an all-American classic.
I mean, Tiffany's the ultimate American jeweler. She wore wonderful silver Tiffany items to, six-figure Tiffany diamond necklaces. Here we have the Hedges and Rose necklace by Schlumberger for Tiffany. This is an iconic design. There's only a few that exist in the world in various colors.
So you have to be a really good customer to even get a chance to buy one of these.
Absolutely. Schlumberger was fascinated with the sea, creatures of the sea, and you can see in here these sea tendrils, just like seagrass.
Is this one of those six-figure pieces?
It absolutely is.
How many six figures are we talking?
Our estimate's $150 to $250 for this.
Wow.
This is called the scarf necklace. Jewelry should feel like cloth and it should be very comfortable to wear, and this necklace is the perfect example of that. It's constructed like a puzzle piece.
Oh, wow.
And so there's multiple pieces built in here. These pieces take sometimes a year or more to make. And she wore this with Tony Bennett.
He left his heart in San Francisco. She is the heart of San Francisco.
She is the heart of San Francisco, absolutely.
Is this another one of those incredibly valuable pieces?
Yes, so this is a six-figure item as well, estimates 100 to 150. This is an Oscar de la Renta gown. Charlotte actually studied fashion design.
And so when she wore something, she was giving it her stamp of approval.
Absolutely. She was a substantial woman with phenomenal style.
A photograph can't capture the brilliance of jewelry.
No, not at all. Jewelry needs to be seen. You have to touch it, feel it, turn it over, try it on. This is one of her older items, this late 19th century brooch.
Okay.
It's called en tremblant, which means it moves with movement.
Oh, wow, that
So
is
it's-
quite a piece.
It actually converts into a hairpin, and you can style your hair and wear it in your hair.
Wow. So when you say it moves with movement, what does that mean?
They put springs behind the flower, and it moves with you. Diamonds are all about light, and so this allows them to do their job. This is one of my favorites. It's not valuable, but it's interesting. So it's a Chanel costume set with pistols, and,
Oh, wow.
and they call her the Tex. And so it's a great representation of her heritage of being from Texas. I have never seen this set before.
Wow.
One of a kind in my opinion.
So we don't know the history of it, but we've never seen anything like it.
Absolutely, and that's what's fun with auction. We're like treasure hunters. We're out finding these items and bringing them to the international market.
Do you have the bears here?
We do. So this was a fun story. I found these on a blazer of hers.
So she has like American eagles and she has California bears.
Yes, I mean, she was San Francisco. She was California.
Is that a little diamond on the claw of the bear?
Aren't they adorable?
They are.
They're yellow gold, and we have diamond accents on them with ruby eyes.
We're kicking off the international tour for this jewelry collection here at Auction House Bonhams in San Francisco. And it goes on an international tour to London, Hong Kong, Los Angeles, and then ends up in New York in a few weeks, where it all goes up for auction on May 23rd.